So now that we have it set up to where we can, perform our revive just by sending a gameplay event, we need to figure out how we actually want to, kind of handle this sort of, I guess you could say, hold actions. So I did some thinking and I was initially intending on having a revive ability. However, it didn't really make sense given that reviving a player is just interacting with, well, something in the environment. It's not really any different. The only difference being we have a hold interaction, and it's probably a good idea to go ahead and actually get our interactability set up to where we can perform, these kinds of hold interactions. So if we need to hold, say, F on a lever to make it do something, well, at least have that ability to, define it and do so. Now, to begin, the overall process or concept of this is going to revolve around you know, whether or not the actor is a duration interaction. So just like we have can interact, we need to know if this interaction is a duration interaction. So if we head to our interact interface, under can interact, we can have a virtual bool and call a function like is a duration interaction. And by default, we'll just set this to return false, so that way it is a instant interaction just like it is currently. Once we have that, we can go back to our interactability, and if we can interact, we also want to check if this is a duration interaction. And if it is not, meaning we have our else, then we want to go ahead and do our normal interaction logic. So this way, everything works just like it does currently. Now, if it is a duration interaction, basically we want to store what we're trying to interact with. And we're going to make use of our perform UI sweep function here that is recalling itself to kind of make sure that this interaction, goes through. Now, there are things that are going to be needing to take into consideration, and we'll cover those when we get there. But for now, let's just kind of keep the ball rolling. And we need to store basically who we're trying to interact with. So that way we can check and make sure we are continually interacting. We don't look away, we don't get something in front of us that blocks our interaction, that kind of thing. So we want to store this interact interface here in our header. So if we head to the bottom, we can make a new U property. And this is going to basically be the person we're interacting with. Now we can't just do as it's suggesting, a T object pointer of the interface. The Unreal header tool does not like that. So we need to do a T script interface of the I interact interface. And this one here will be let's call it the duration interacting actor. Or we can do interface. It doesn't really, I guess, matter. We'll just leave it at this. Easy enough to rename later. And this will equal the hit result dot get actor. Now you cannot assign a script interface to a interface. So for example, I cannot just say assign it to the interact interface. Doesn't like that. It needs to be derived from a U object. And given our case, we have it right here. It implements the interface. We're good to go. Doesn't really matter. So logic wise, let's go to let me press down the perform sweep. In our perform UI sweep, we need to know, some various things of like, is it canceled? So for example, if perform sweep returns true, that means we have a valid hit. And if it returns false, we are, interacting with nothing. So what we can do is if we are interacting with nothing, we can just simply set it to a null pointer just to be on the safe side. And I want to start printing out logs so I can kind of see the flow at which this is working. So ulog, log temp, warning, text. Let's call this one held interaction. Let's do invalid, maybe. Or invalidated, I think is a good name. Now, if we have a valid sweep, we want to check and see, okay, is what we are currently sweeping with the same or different than the actor we are trying to hold, the interaction on. So in this case, if what was it called? Duration interacting actor, if it equals the interact interface, then we know we are good to go. If it does not equal it, then we need to stop and set the duration interacting actor to a null pointer and print out a new log. So we have invalidated, and let's call it held interaction target changed. Then if it is still the same, right here we know we have a good interaction. So what we can do is basically start doing our countdown to see, okay, has blank time elapsed? And if blank time has elapsed, then we know we have successfully completed the held interaction, and we can call interact. So that's what we basically are going to aim for. So we need to figure out how long we have been holding onto the actor. So if we head down here where we set the duration interacting actor, we want to also go ahead and just simply set the timestamp at which it occurred. So we're going to do a double and call it the duration start timestamp. And we'll set it to 0 by default. So this we want to set equal to the get world and get time seconds. So back up here, we need to get the current time and subtract our duration start timestamp from that, and that'll give us how long we've actually been holding on to this actor. So holding our interact key. So we want to make a new const double. Let's call it current time. And we're going to do a const double. Let's call this one elapsed, or let's call it hold time. And that's going to equal the current time minus the duration start timestamp. And at this point, we can go ahead and do our print, and we want to print out the hold time. So held interaction, holding %f, and this will tell us the time or the duration so far that we have basically been holding. And once this hold time is, say, greater than or equal to 5, then we want to go ahead and perform the interaction. So interact interface, or rather the duration interacting actor, we want to call interact and just pass in the interacting actor, which is the get avatar actor from actor info. And then set the duration interacting actor to equal a null pointer. So we're basically clearing it out. So we're going to have one final log of held interaction successful. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing we have to worry about is going to be if we release the interacting key. So if we release the key, we basically just want to cancel it by simply setting this to a null pointer. So let's override the input released, create the definition, and just simply set the duration interacting actor to a null pointer. And that, well, in theory, should be it. So I want to do one more log. So let's go, we'll do held interaction canceled. All right. So we press F, we start holding F here. And if it is a valid interaction, we can interact. And if it is a duration type of interaction, which reminds me, we need to implement this for testing. So let's actually do the barricade. And then I'll continue with the explanation. So let's go to our barricade. Under can interact, let's override the is duration interaction and return true. And launch. So if it is a duration interaction, we store what we are trying to interact with, as well as the time of which we start trying the interaction. Then, because we are basically running a loop here with perform UI sweep, we are performing our sweep, and if the hit sweep, the result from it is the same as what we've started trying to basically do the held interaction with, then we know we are good to go, and we can just start basically counting down the time. Once that time has elapsed, so say we've held it for 5 seconds, we are good to go and finished with the interaction. If at any point in time someone walks in front of our interaction, this is likely to change, which will fire off the else and stop it. Likewise, if we hit nothing, such as we turn away and face away, then we're going to run this else because we hit nothing, so we're going to again stop the interaction. And lastly, if we release our input, we are also going to stop our interaction. So let's go ahead and we'll do standalone first and press play. So you can see we're currently on invalidated, which is right here because we are hitting nothing. Then if I get a valid interaction, we have the interaction target changed just because we are not storing the value, because this is basically a null pointer, whereas this is valid. So it doesn't really matter in our case, we're just setting it again to a null pointer, so we can easily check and see if this is valid to kind of prevent the additional logic. But if we press F, we are good to go, and it actually works the same. So next up, we have this interaction with the door handle, so you can see interaction target changed once more, which is right here. And once we start holding F, we're going to set the value of the interacting actor and start running this logic. So let's hold F, and we can see the countdown is going, or the incrementing counter is going up. And once we hit 5, the interaction happens. So let's check the other conditions. So I start holding F and I release. It cancels. I start holding F and I look away. It says invalidated. And I don't really have anything to, well, let's see. I start holding F and I move to the left. And again, it is invalidated. So everything there seems to be good to go. Now there is a problem, and that is as a client. So if you recall, we made it specifically so perform UI sweep does not run on the client. So if I play on the client and I hold F, you can see, the timer's going up, all that kind of stuff. But once I hit 5, we get the successful message, but nothing actually happens. And that's because this logic right here, well, actually this entire function is only running on the local client. And that's something we need to fix. So basically we're going to have to go through and kind of do a refactor to, one, get this to also run on the server. And we can set it up to where, it doesn't actually activate on the server until, say, the player does start a held interaction. And then once it completes, we can stop it. So that way we save some resources. It is very minimal, but that's something we can do. But overall, we just want to refactor the inside of this function and likely its name. So that's going to be all for this video. I wanted to go ahead and get this implemented. And in the next one, we're going to go ahead and do the refactor, get it good to go. So that way we're able to actually build a functional revive by, walking up to the player, holding the interaction on them, and doing, well, the revive. So with that out of the way, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.